Archaeologists tell us that every great civilization in history had a story of a cataclysmic flood. Recently, archaeologists in Turkey have discovered what they believe to be the ruins of a Noah's Ark-like vessel after excavating a geological site. According to legend, Noah loaded 2 of every animal onto a 150-meter-long ark to save them from an apocalyptic flood that drowned the earth. In the book of Genesis, it was the mountains of Ararat, in what is now eastern Turkey, where Noah's Ark came to rest after the flood. If this truly is the remains of Noah's Ark, as recorded in the Bible, it will open up many challenges to human understanding of faith, religion, history, and culture. But is it really found? Perhaps we need to start with some backstory. In 1959, a cartographer named İlhan Durupinar first happened upon a boat-shaped footprint on a mountaintop located in Turkey's Doğu region. More recently, Turkish scientists and American researchers working for the Noah's Ark Discovery Project have claimed that they now have the necessary proof indicating this significant biblical relic is located underneath the surface of Durupinar. What did the scans of the alleged Ark reveal? Using ER and GPR technologies, the research team obtained 3D scans of the area, which they claim show a human-made boat structure beneath the ground even before any excavation is started. The team also asserts that the scans support the dimensions outlined in the book of Genesis, which pertain to Noah's Ark. As many of us know, the biblical story of Noah and the Ark includes detailed instructions given to Noah by God. He was instructed to build the Ark, carry his family along with a female and male of every animal on earth, and follow specific dimensions. The Ark needed to have a length of 300 cubits, a height of 30 cubits, and a width of 50 cubits. The term cubit, or amama in Hebrew, translates to forearm, roughly measuring about 18 inches. Scripture informs us that the Ark eventually settled upon Mount Ararat, a dormant volcano located along Turkey's eastern border. The Durupinar site is some 30 kilometers south of that mountain. Researchers and scientists from the project team believe that the dimensions observed in the 3D scans support those found in the biblical text. The structure observed appears to be around 20 feet beneath the surface, and because of this, the scientific community has not been eager to embrace these findings ever since the original discovery was made. The Durupinar site has been constantly refuted and questioned. Many doubt it to be the actual location of Noah's Ark. From the 1970s until the 1990s, an American researcher named Ron Wyatt rigorously studied the location and routinely published his findings. However, in 1996, a geologist named Lawrence Collins refuted these findings, claiming that the unknown structure was merely a natural rock formation with an odd shape. Despite the skepticism, the frenzied interest in this region was enough to persuade the Turkish Ministry of Culture to place a national protection order on the site, labeling it as a national park. However, without any official order to excavate, several independent teams have been studying the region. These teams have consisted of both Turkish personnel and foreign researchers. We all know the story, but did it really happen? According to the Bible, God sent down 40 days of rain, wiping out all living creatures on earth as vengeful retribution for humanity's immorality. Only one vessel, Noah's Ark, would survive. Several recent expeditions claim they have found physical evidence in the mountains of Turkey and Iran. Even doubters must admit that the evidence is compelling. It is important to remember that the book of Genesis, which recounts the story of Noah, was written thousands of years ago. Over time, the Bible has undergone various translations and interpretations, necessitating a critical examination of the evidence surrounding Noah and his ark. Historical and archaeological scrutiny is essential in understanding these ancient texts within their cultural and temporal contexts. For thousands of years, people have searched for Noah's Ark. Whether it will be found in our lifetime remains an intriguing question, blending faith with the quest for empirical proof. The search for Noah's Ark has been a long-standing endeavor, but recent expeditions have uncovered compelling physical evidence suggesting the Ark's existence. In the 1980s, Ron Wyatt discovered remnants at the Durupinar site in Turkey, which he believed to be Noah's Ark. Interestingly, this location diverges from Mount Ararat, the traditional landing site mentioned in Genesis. According to the Quran, the Ark rests on Mount Judy. These findings have sparked renewed interest and debate among scholars and archaeologists, adding intriguing layers to the age-old narrative. Wyatt argued that the boat-shaped object was Noah's Ark, and from the photographic evidence, it certainly appears that Wyatt was correct in identifying the shape as a ship. The contours and dimensions of the object closely align with traditional depictions of ancient vessels. A great flood seems to be a convincing explanation for how a massive ship came to rest on the side of a mountain. This theory aligns with numerous historical and religious texts that describe a cataclysmic flood event, providing a plausible context for such an extraordinary discovery. Despite its striking resemblance to a ship, many scientists contend that Wyatt's boat-shaped object is in fact a natural land formation. This phenomenon was unveiled in 1948 after a series of earthquakes pushed up the rocks, creating an uncanny impression of a ship. Geologist Lawrence Collins further supports this argument by pointing out the absence of petrified wood at the Durupinar site. Instead, the interior parts of this so-called boat are composed of volcanic basalt and andesite, aligning more with geological explanations than biblical narratives. Scholars have also attempted to calculate the exact size of the Ark. During the Renaissance, several intellectuals, including the 17th century Jesuit scholar Athanasius Kircher, devoted considerable energy to unraveling the mystery of the Ark. Kircher endeavored to reconstruct the story of the Ark, guided by his belief that its blueprint, as designed by God, embodied divine laws of symmetry and proportion. His work extended to comprehending the complex interior organization of a vessel purportedly capable of housing every animal species known to humankind. In contemporary times, scholars employ advanced techniques and modern scientific technology to revisit and expand upon these historical inquiries, yielding new evidence and insights. Searches for the Ark often focus on Mount Ararat. The book of Genesis provides intriguing clues about the location of Noah's Ark, specifically mentioning that Noah landed on the mountains of Ararat. This historical record suggests that after a catastrophic flood submerged the earth for 150 days, the waters gradually receded, revealing these mountainous peaks. The narrative has sparked extensive archaeological and geological investigations, with researchers and explorers scouring the region for tangible evidence. Ararat, located in the far eastern part of Turkey near the border with Iran, has captured significant attention due to its association with the biblical story of Noah's Ark. Numerous expeditions have focused on the mountain to unearth this ancient relic. In 1876, British historian James Bryce discovered a 4-foot-long wood slab on Ararat, sparking widespread interest and speculation. Since Bryce's finding, the mountain has become a magnet for Ark hunters from around the globe, all eager to uncover definitive evidence of this legendary vessel. Along with the discoveries about this ship, people have become even more curious about the mysteries surrounding it, such as its structure and the materials used to construct the Ark. One of the most intriguing yet misunderstood details is the mention of gopher wood used for the Ark's construction. Some enthusiasts and researchers have proposed an unusual candidate, the coconut palm, known for its production of coconut oil. But how does this tropical palm fit into the ancient narrative? The term gopher wood appears only once in the Bible, in Genesis 6:14. This singular reference has left scholars and theologians guessing about its true identity for centuries. Various translations and interpretations have suggested different types of timber, from cypress to cedar. However, the precise nature of gopher wood remains a mystery. Enter the coconut palm, more accurately known as the Cocos nucifera. Primarily associated with tropical climates and the production of copra, dried coconut kernel, the coconut palm seems an unlikely candidate at first glance. Native to tropical regions, particularly in the Pacific, Indian, and Caribbean regions, the coconut palm would not have been found in the ancient Near East. However, some theories propose that the coconut palm or its wood could have been known through trade or maritime contacts. Coconut palm wood is remarkably durable and resistant to water damage, making it an excellent material for seafaring vessels. This quality aligns with the need for a robust and watertight ark capable of withstanding a deluge. While the coconut palm is not native to the regions traditionally associated with the biblical narrative, ancient trade routes could have introduced the knowledge or actual timber to these areas. The ancient Mesopotamians and Egyptians were known for their extensive trade networks, which might have included exotic woods. The term gopher might be a linguistic or translational error, a phonetic similarity to a different word entirely. Some suggest that gopher could have been a catch-all term for a high-quality or exotic wood, which could theoretically include the coconut palm. Skeptics argue against the coconut palm hypothesis for several reasons. The geographical improbability and the absence of coconut palms in the ancient Near East make it unlikely that Noah would have had access to this material. More plausible candidates for gopher wood, such as cypress or cedar, are both abundant in the regions described in the Bible and have historical precedents in shipbuilding and construction. While the coconut palm presents an interesting theory in the quest to identify gopher wood, it is more likely a myth or misunderstanding rather than a factual interpretation. The enduring mystery of gopher wood continues to inspire curiosity and debate, reflecting the rich tapestry of interpretations and theories that surround ancient texts. As with many aspects of historical and religious narratives, the blend of myth, fact, and scholarly conjecture keeps the story of Noah's Ark as captivating today as it was millennia ago. The fascination with the materials and methods used to build the Ark underscores a broader human curiosity about our past and the stories that shape our cultures. Whether or not the coconut palm played a role, the quest to understand the construction of Noah's Ark remains a testament to the enduring intrigue of ancient mysteries. In his instructions for building the Ark, God told Noah to set the door of the Ark in its side. The Ark had only one door to pass through to escape God's terrible judgment. By faith, Noah and his family entered the Ark. Once they were all inside, the Lord shut them in, closing the door. The time of judgment had arrived, and only those who had gone through the doorway would be saved. No one else could enter. Noah and his family had to obey God's command to build and then enter the Ark for salvation. But it was God who had commanded the Ark to be built as the means of Noah's family being saved in this time of judgment. Notably, after Noah and his family entered the Ark, it remained open for a number of days. Anyone could have gotten aboard had they chosen to do so. The way out was open until the last minute. Then God closed the door, and the rain began. God always provides salvation right up to the last minute. If people choose to ignore the signs and the warnings, as those people did, they perish. Noah had warned the people for almost 70 years while building the ark that the flood was coming. Jerusalem was warned that it would be destroyed by Jesus. Most ignored his warning and mocked him. The Romans came, encircled the city, then for some unknown reason, left. The people had the chance to get away. Those that heeded Jesus' words were saved. When the Romans came back in 70 AD, it was too late. Most died in the siege, and the rest were killed. Only a few survived and were taken captive. Archaeologists and enthusiasts around the world will continue to search for proof, driven by the desire to bridge historical accounts with physical evidence. However, for us, whether there is physical evidence or not, does not affect our faith in God, nor his judgment and salvation.